welcome back to my YouTube. It's your girl Honey. Today we're talking about having your Pluto in the 9th house. Pluto, ruler of Scorpio, home to the 8th house. The 8th house represents sex, intimacy, occult, transformation, death, rebirth, other people's resources, joint finances, occult, taboo subjects. The 9th house, which is home to Sagittarius, ruler of Jupiter. The 9th house represents philosophy, teaching, long distance travels, higher education, religion, partially spirituality as well. Your belief system, basically. So this is a very interesting house to have Pluto. I don't really see it a lot, right? But people who do have their Pluto in this house, they can be very forceful with their beliefs. We all know Sagittarius energy can be seen as arrogant, can be seen as people who preach when they're speaking. They're very forceful in their opinions or their beliefs. And this is what you get with this house. But when you put Pluto in there, depending on how you choose to use your Pluto, people, because you have the choice. And when you want to use it in a bad way and go to the extreme, because using your Pluto to the extreme, you can abuse this placement. And you abuse it. For example, oh my God, I was on Instagram a little while ago and there was this guy, a religious guy. I think he was Christian or something. And he basically was trying to heal a woman by massaging her breast.
Oh, damn.
I watched the documentary as well, same Christian thing. And he told all the women to bring their underwear to church and to throw it at him to heal their vaginas. Okay? And this, again, because Pluto represents sexuality, traumas, and he's using it to benefit himself, which is the worst thing to do. This is a typical placement for a person to do that, but it doesn't mean that's going to be your destiny. It's just an extreme example. Using your Pluto to benefit yourself for sexual benefit almost in a very creepy, weird type of way. What I found is in your early years, right, as you was a teenager or whatever, you could have possibly had rebelled, especially if your Pluto is close to your midheaven, right? Because if it is, you would have definitely been someone who would have challenged everybody, including your flipping parents, because the 10th house, right, is more to do with authority figures. And if your Pluto's in your 9th house but close to your midheaven, you're going to be someone who would challenge your authority figures. And your authority figures tends to be your parents to begin with. So if you have a belief system which is structured where, you know, I was raised into a Christian household, Muslim, whatever you want to believe, whatever is the situation, right? That may have been enforced on you to believe that. But you having a Pluto in the 9th house, Pluto represents finding the truth in everything. Scorpio, it's all about diving deep and finding the truth. And that's the same energy in regards to Sagittarius, because they love to search and explore for things. They love finding the truth also. So with these two in the 9th house, this is what's going to happen. You're going to grow up and realize, oh my God, there's other religions, or I've now found spirituality. And sometimes you can explore so deeply, right? You can get lost in like going so far. You've gone to the dark web, if you know what that shit is. I have. That shit is crazy, right? But anyway, you can literally explore so much that it's like you become arrogant with your belief system, and other people are not quite. It's like these people on the fucking internet, stay woke people. Every fucking minute, you know, they're saying things to stimulate your mind, but sometimes they overly do it because the hashtag stay woke, and it pisses me off like a lot, because sometimes some people's belief system can be far too extreme than someone who hasn't got this placement. The worst thing someone can do with this placement, right? Someone can question your beliefs. Why do you believe in astrology? That shit's not real. You would take that so fucking badly.
How can you fucking say that? Astrology is fucking real. How can you say that?
You start explaining yourself, and because you are seen, because this is the house of the preacher, you can come across as someone who is enforcing, depending on how you're using your Pluto again. You can be someone who's enforcing your belief system onto somebody else, and also how badly or well aspected your Pluto is as well. That varies, right? you just react very, very badly towards someone who's challenging your belief system, challenging and asking you
How
questions.
can you ask me
because it's
questions? Like, I've been studying this for how many years? I know what I'm talking about. I know what I
you
see, I know what I
guys
find.
cannot stand people who do not study, who do not know about philosophy, who don't do any form of exploring, because those people are not mentally capable of being on your level. And that's how you look at it. And some people look at it as you being arrogant or whatever. You look at it as a level of intelligence. The information is available to everyone out there. That's how you guys look at it. But not everyone is willing to search or explore it, and you guys are. Now, when it came to your higher education, learning, you guys are fucking brilliant at this shit, because, you know, I've got Saturn in this house. I don't do well with it. Like, I've got to learn in my own special type of way because I'm special, right? Joke. But anyway, with Pluto being here, you guys will have this interest for occult subjects, taboo subjects even, science, going into science, you know, creating potions and shit, and studying the body, biology, typical for this, you know, especially if Mars is nearby as well. Like, you guys would be okay with blood, because Mars represents blood as well. And, you know, like, this is the placement you'd see in someone who would be a doctor, someone who likes to work with the body. These are the people that have a lot to say in regards to conspiracy theories and things happening, why they happen in the world. And then you don't see them for months, for years even. And then when you do see them, they come back and they've transformed as a whole new person, because again, like, Pluto represents transformation. Sometimes it's beneficial to have a look at your transits as well, seeing how those have affected you during a certain period of time, because certain transits will definitely affect your Pluto, your natal Pluto in that house, because at some point you've got to go through this transformation. People with this placement absolutely love YouTube, all right? They absolutely love exploring different channels, researching into books, but most of all, they benefit from exploring physically, walking the streets, traveling to different cities, towns, long distance traveling, going abroad to really learn about different cultures, different people, and how, you know, what their belief systems are. These are the people that these people end up moving from one country to another, because there's an element of wanting to be on your own, but also you benefit tremendously from traveling, man. Just the exploring and how much it feeds your soul, learning about different things, different people. You feel very comfortable doing that. Like, I would always recommend a Pluto 11th house person should book a flight, go away for 3 months, travel for 3 months, come back, and this person's completely transformed. They've reformed, they've got a new belief system, they've got this going on, that going on. I recommend people with this placement to take 3 months out of the year, maybe even 6 months, and travel to, you know, your home country where your parents may have come from, and just go and explore the culture that your parents were born into, and just see the people, the natives, see how they lived, explore the history. You know, this is what makes you connect tremendously with foreign lands and distant cultures, and you feel very much at home here, and it feels like you're studying, and your studying was all worth traveling, because you feel like, God, I feel. And it's mad, Pluto in the 9th house people, they talk a lot about getting on a flight, going out there, exploring, seeing things. And it's what they really want to do. And it's definitely a need. And that's why I recommend these people just take 6 months out the year, go and do that, explore their family's cultures, or go and explore a completely different culture, because it's crazy beneficial to their spirit, to their needs. It's a Pluto need for them to do. It's a need for Pluto. So that's my video on Pluto in the 9th house. I hope you guys have thoroughly enjoyed it. I'll see you on the next one, people. Take care.